Hey everybody, I'm back and today I got to complain about something. I got to vent about the debt ceiling issue. It's the last day of May at the time of this recording, and we're supposed to wait a whole nother week before the debt ceiling issue is resolved. And I got to say, I am just very tired of these stupid scare tactics that's going on concerning the debt ceiling. What's going on is that everybody's claiming that there's going to be financial economic ruin and all this other garbage if they don't reach an agreement. And what I'm saying is they're going to reach an agreement, and it's not going to phase us in any way, shape, or form, because what you and I are a bunch of people that are worried about our bills and debts and deadlines that we have to meet, and we got to worry about that, and we're going to continue to worry about that. I got to be honest. That's all that's going to happen. But to talk about how this debt ceiling is such BS, I'll put it to you in 2 points. One, the Republicans don't get to budget cut the way that they want to with this bill, and the Democrats don't get to tax the wealthy the way they want to with this deal. Okay? And that's really the bottom line. It's really the bottom line. If you've been paying attention to my show, you know full well that Biden was trying to work a tax bill where the wealthy would be taxed, and certain corporations at certain levels of wealth would be taxed, and all this good stuff. And it looks like it's not going to happen because that's not part of the deal that they come into, and all this good stuff, which is not a surprise to any of us who's been paying attention all our lives. I'm 50 years old. I've been paying attention to it for 5 decades, and a couple of times where I just didn't pay attention or just turned it off, so to say. Throughout my 20s, mostly when I was doing a lot of partying, when I was doing mostly partying. But I can honestly tell you, I've always been aware of it, and it is now I'm 50, and it's in the 2020s, and it's still a big issue, and it's stupid. Yeah, after all this time, it's as stupid as it is now as it was then. Why? Because nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to happen. One of the reasons why it's just so stupid is because of the scare tactics. People believe that there's actually going to be no more Social Security because of this. You know, Social Security is a big provider in a lot of people's finances. Okay, to think that it won't be, and it's what we are owed. We, the American citizens, are owed. You know, we earned it through our tenor of our work and all this good stuff. So to say, I'm sort of dumbing it down, but you get what I'm saying. It's what they supposed to pay us. Predictions of economic ruin, defaults, and such. You know, that's another scare tactic, which isn't going to happen. The only way the U.S. would actually do that is if it actually does come out of some kind of benefit. But the fact of the matter is that even claiming default and bankruptcy or whatever, you know, all those are scare tactics with scare labels like communism and socialism, etc., etc., etc. Now, here's the thing. Speaking of that particular label, okay, I'm going to point out that should a politician or political party let the nation's government economic go to ruin, okay, they would actually be guilty of communism or socialism or whatever in the form of an American oligarch. Okay? Meaning those with the financial sustainability, and particularly the wealthy, you know, they would be the ones winding up ruling the country. And that would be 100% admission of guilt, you know, as to which political party and or politician is actually for ruining the economy and actually is a communist or socialist and all this other crap. Okay. Now, the reality is that no politician or any kind of political party is ready for this, to make this kind of a move. There's just still too much to lose, including their own power, you know. So they stick to scare tactics. Scare tactics are what is being used to persuade we, the people, you and I, to blindly follow them, you know, and support the party that's trying to get what they want. Okay, we all know this. We've been seeing this for the past 3 years now, and it's been built up throughout the past 2 decades. So this whole biswax of the debt ceiling, you know, on the threshold of financial economic ruin in the United States of America, it's just stupid. I'm just so tired of it. It's a stupid scare tactic, and with it being 5 days away now, with it being June 5th, the deadline, the final deadline, to where everything comes to the last minute push to get this done, to get an agreement done at the last minute and all this good stuff and everything. Be prepared to hear more wild stories. We are already people are already under the assumption that it's going to be financially ruined through default, and we're going to lose our Social Security. It's not long before the wild accusations of wanting to enslave you and wanting to make you sheep and wanting to have you a robot and all this good stuff is going to come back. Okay, all those scare tactics are going to come back, you know, and we're going to see videos of people crying, somebody do something. We're going to see people crying, and we're going to see people making posts, we're doomed, we're all doomed. You know, be prepared for that. You know it's coming. And there's going to be a call for President Trump. There's going to be a call for Pelosi to come back. There's going to be a call for, you know, aliens, I guess, to come take over and all this good stuff. And there's also going to be a bunch of whatabouts. You know, we got this, that, we got this thing that's being done, which is why we can't reach the deal. But what about such and such? You know, what about this issue? What about that issue? You know, and the deal is supposed to support those people. Well, what about us? Okay. Oops. Just prepare yourself, because it's going to be a up and down, bipolar, while, you know, full of rhetoric and full of propaganda talks and preachings. But yeah, the reality is that the Republicans are not going to budget cut stuff like healthcare and benefits and stuff like that. They're not going to be able to do that. And the Dems are not going to be able to, the Democrats, the Democrats are not going to be able to tax the wealthy and the corporations and everybody up, the CEOs and all them, the way that they want to. Okay? And all that's left is just you and I going back to worrying about our bills and saving up to take that weekend trip to the beach once that summer heat comes in, or the lake, you know, or a water park, you know, whatever the case. Maybe the mountains, I don't know. But whatever it is, you and I, we have to budget everything. We have to save, you know, we have to put money to the side and all this stuff. No differently than what we did when we were in our 20s and early 30s. It's just going to be so much more trying throughout this time, because something goes on and off and all this good stuff, and you're screwed. You have to kiss it goodbye, you know. You have to kiss that getaway goodbye, you know. Me, I'm comfortable with just, you know, a day of fishing. But you know, to each his or her own, you know. There's also class axe throwing and other forms of axe throwing. target practice. There's the billiards and all this good stuff, and then there's hobbies. You know, I used to love to cook a lot, but yeah, I mean, all that's left is just us trying to cheer ourselves up, and while we try to meet the deadlines and make the payments and anything else that takes place, because this so-called debt ceiling that's going to ruin us and all this stuff, that's not going to happen. I'm just so tired of it. And for you guys out there, change the channel. Just change the channel the way I do, because it's just dumb. If you feel yourself getting stressed or upset, just change the channel. Turn a blind eye to it for a little while. Take a break from it, because it's not going to happen. The doomsday crap. It's not going to happen. Whoever lets it go to ruin is the guilty party. Okay, no matter who points the fingers and why. Okay, and that's a responsibility. That's something that's not even a responsibility. It's just a stigma that none of these politicians want on them. Okay, none of the politicians and none of the political parties want that stamped to their name, or vice versa. Okay. No, what's going to happen is that they're all going to be looking after their own constituents and their own people and all this other crap. And you and I are going to go back to just worrying about our bills, trying to make a living. Okay? Trying to pass in this cost of living. That's all that's going to happen. The scare tactic of this, the scare tactics of the immigration, scare tactics of gun violence, the scare tactics of, anti-gun reform, scare tactics of stop supporting racist cops. Oh, you're trying to defund the police. No, we're trying to stop supporting racist cops or gang cops. I've already discussed that about them. Cops that are actual gangs, lazy, good-for-nothing, worthless sons of bitches, governors like my state governor. Tons and tons of school shootings and mass shootings and stuff during his 15 years of service to Texas, and he's done nothing. That's what's going to happen. We're just going to be reminded by the next shooter of just how worthless our governor is, and that this debt ceiling scare is nothing but a stupid scare tactic to try to get the feeble-minded to follow whoever's believing what, in an effort to try to get what they want. And that's all that's going to happen. We're going to go back to worrying about our bills. The feeble-minded are going to go back to, crying and stuff, and thinking that the world is actually going to end. And they're going to support whatever politician they think is going to, or political party that they think is the savior to the doomsday prophecy. That's all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen. So for those of you out there, if you're not tired already, fine. Watch as much as you want, but brace yourself, okay? Because the wild accusations are going to be coming. And if you are like me, who's already tired, dude, just change the channel. That's what I'm going to do. And that's all that I had to say. That's got to be one of my shortest posts ever. So y'all take care. Y'all take it easy. This is Chris with Chris's Comments, signing out.